second speed networking event, and some of you came to Newry. And there were about 70 people that day, slightly smaller numbers, but everybody that's here today hopefully has something to offer to families in the Peel area, and that's the reason that we're talking here. The way we're going to run it today is the speakers will give a 3-minute presentation. It's very strict 3 minutes, and if you overtalk, Anya will give you a blast on the air horn. Do you want to give them a blast, Anya?
I did have a better one last time.
We did a great thing the last time everybody complained, so we did that. But you do get air horn all if you talk too long. Don't worry about it, it's not really. All we're asking speakers to do is just come up, give us a very brief overview of your services and how families can access you.
Hi everybody, my name's Kate McAvoy. I'm a senior project worker with Home Care Floating Support Service, and I will be based in the Newry area. Home Care Floating Support is one of the services provided by Home Care Independent Living. The organisation as a whole has over 1,500 staff who provide domiciliary housing and nursing services over the whole of the north and south of Ireland. The Floating Support Service operates in the southern area, and we have project workers in the Newry and Mourne and South Armagh area, Armagh, Lurgan, Dungannon, Portadown and Banbridge. It's a free short-term service that can last up to 2 years. It's available to individuals over the age of 25 and families over 17. The service prevents homelessness, representing homeless cases, and helps to maintain tenancies. Project workers offer assistance with housing, such as rental searches, advocating on service users' behalf, increasing people's points, referrals to other agencies, completing forms, addictions, mental physical health, health eating plans, accessing benefits and money management. Unfortunately, we cannot offer the service to those with Schedule 1 offences and sex offences, and we also do not carry out nursing, personal care, cleaning or counselling duties. Referrals are made through the Northern Ireland Housing Executive, and visits can occur in the office or at the service user's own home. We operate a Christmas hamper appeal every year, and it's open to the whole of the southern area. Referrals for this must be signed off by a health and social care professional. In 2015, we delivered 280 hampers to families in need. And just another little thing, since 2011, Home Care Floating Housing Support Service has successfully exited over 860 service users who feel able to live independently and maximise their potential.
Everybody, my name's Heather von Lagerenberg, but just call me Heather. I have been with the Alzheimer's Society just over a year, and I have a colleague here with me today, Pauline Murphy. She's sitting in the back. Alzheimer's Society is the UK's leading support and research charity for people with dementia, their families and their carers. We provide information and support to people with any form of dementia and their carers through our local service work, publications, national helpline and website. Here in Northern Ireland there are about 135 services. We campaign for a better quality of life for people with dementia and a greater understanding of dementia. So let me tell you what the services are that we run in the Mourne area. In Kilkeel, in this very building, every Thursday between 11 and 1 we have a dementia activity cafe. And that's where the person affected with dementia comes with their family member or carer. They can enjoy various activities like bowls, bocce, old films, arts and crafts, and there's a cup of tea and a bun. There's also a carer support group once a month in the downstairs room, and that helps carers come together. They can talk and gain further advice. And also we have people who come in to help them manage their stress and the opportunity to meet others. Once a year there's a carer information programme that's held over 6 weeks, and the professionals will come in and talk to people who have been referred into that programme through the memory team, because generally most of the people with dementia will come through the memory team in the trust. Then there's another information programme that's more bespoke. It's a much smaller programme. It's called the CRISP programme. The leaflets are out on the table. It's a 5-week programme, and that is further information on legal, planning, understanding what dementia is, how to support and help a person with dementia on a daily, weekly, yearly basis. There's also a new service called Side by Side. The leaflets are on our table, and it's really matching a volunteer with a person who's got dementia. What are the hobbies that each person likes? Where's the crossover? And they could go and take them to a needlework class, a patchwork class, maybe a garden, coffee centre, or a walk, whatever the match is. We have a dedicated team of dementia support workers and volunteers. Pauline is based in Ballybot House in Newry, and the other one on the other side, Newcastle, would be Balnahinch. And the numbers are all available very easily on the website. So as you've heard, there's a lot on offer in the area. What I'd like you to do is please refer anyone you know who has dementia to our services. Dementia can happen to anyone. But with the right support, people can still live very well with support. The right support means that people are not left to cope alone, and getting the right support early can keep people with dementia living well. Thank you.
I'm Claire Lavery, and this is Michelle Beckmez, and we're from the Health and Social Care Board, and we're here to talk about Integrated Care Partnerships, or ICPs. Next slide. The reason that ICPs have been established is an outworking of transforming your care, so the whole agenda around shifting services left, so moving services closer to people's homes, preventing people from becoming ill in the first place, using technology, we're in a technology age, to make services more efficient, help people manage their own long-term conditions more efficiently, work more closely with the voluntary and community sector, which is why we're here today, and reduce admission to emergency departments and to hospital. Integrated care partnerships are made up of a range of service providers, so you have GPs, pharmacists, health and social care trust staff like social workers, nurses, hospital doctors, you have service users, carers, voluntary organisations and community groups, the ambulance service, all represented around the table. In this area we have 3 ICP committees, Armagh and Gannon, Newry and Moore, Craigavon and Banbridge, and there are 17 in total across Northern Ireland. And the areas that we're focusing on for this current period are frail older people, which could, for example, include services to prevent older people from falling, which is one main reason why they often end up in hospital. Respiratory services, so COPD for example, stroke services and diabetes services, and across all of those end-of-life care services. One example of some success we've had in this particular area is we've established a rapid access respiratory clinic. So traditionally, if you had a flare-up of your COPD, your doctor would have referred you into hospital and you would have ended up in a hospital bed. But what this service does is that the doctor can refer you on the same day to see a multidisciplinary team in the hospital really quickly to provide you with an intervention and treatment that you can go home. So in the first 5 months, 156 people have passed through the clinic. And only 8% of those people have had to have an admission into hospital, whereas the same period the previous year, 73% of people ended up in hospital. So we're dramatically reducing the numbers of people who need to attend and stay in hospital. The other thing to say is if you want to get involved in ICPs, we really want to hear from you. We need to work more closely with the sector, so that's why we're here. Our stand's in around the second room there, so please come and have a chat with us.
Hello everyone, I'm here today to promote the Family Support NI website. I'm also with the Health and Social Care Board and Children's Services Planning. And as part of Children's Services Planning, we're very committed to early intervention as a preferred method of supporting children and families. And as part of this early intervention, we felt it was very important to give people information about family support services that are out there within your own community. So really basically this is a free online directory of family support services. It covers all types of family support provided by statutory, community and voluntary sector services. There are all types of support available for areas such as drug alcohol misuse, domestic sexual abuse, young carers, ethnic minority support, family mediation, mental health and disability. If what you're looking for is not listed in the Choose a Category service, you could use the keyword search. As I say, we're aiming to provide information about all types of family support services. I'm really here today to tell parents and young people that this website is available to help them to help themselves, to give them information about what's available out there. It's also a very useful resource for frontline staff because it tells people what is available in the community, statutory and voluntary sectors. I want to just let you know there's a very useful translation facility available on the website. So if you're talking to somebody and their first language isn't English, if you went through the different services available, you can go on and translate the overview of services into their own language and print it off, and they can take this information home with them and discuss with their partner or with their family. I'm also asking family support organisations here today to check that they are all on the website and that their details are still up to date. We're just undertaking an audit now at the minute to check that information is accurate, but I would ask you to go on and check yourselves that information is up to date. I'd also say we can advertise training and events on the website. I need to mention too, there's a family support section on the website which is probably more relevant today, but just some of you might want to know, we hold details of all registered childcare providers in Northern Ireland. We would be the central government registered of childcare providers, and other government agencies such as HMRC and the ESD use this website to verify that childcare providers are actually provided. So we would have the most up-to-date information. And it's important if you're dealing with families and young people that if they are getting childcare provision and applying for working tax credits and that their childcare provider is registered, because they'll look at the payments if they're not registered. So it's important to let you know that. I'm here today with a stand and I have leaflets and information available if you want to give me a visit. Sorry, I didn't mention too, we've more recently we're available in app format. So if people are trying to access us via their tablet or smartphone, if they search for FSNI on the App Store.
My name is Pauline. I'm from Kilkeel Sure Start, and Sure Start is a government initiative funded by the Department of Education, which provides support, activities and programmes for preschool children and their families, and are based in areas of social disadvantage. The main aim of Sure Start is to promote the physical, intellectual and social development of children to ensure that they have the best start in life. And it does this by bringing together early education, health and family support. It's important to point out that Sure Start isn't just for those families who receive benefits, or just for lone parents, or for those who may be struggling or working with social services. Anyone at all who is pregnant or has a child under 4 living in a Sure Start area can avail of our services free of charge. There are 39 Sure Start projects across Northern Ireland, 9 in the Southern Health and Social Care Trust area, and each Sure Start project covers a specific area, and the Kilkeel Sure Start project covers Kilkeel Central 2 and Kilkeel South 2, so specific areas if you live in those postcode areas. We are based up in the Seashell Centre, just up around the corner on Newcastle Street in Kilkeel. All Sure Start projects are made up of partnerships of different organisations and agencies, and Kilkeel Sure Start brings together Space, that we have here today, the Southern Health and Social Care Trust, Home Start Newry-and-Bourne, and Early Years, the organisation for young children. So among our staff team employed by each of those organisations and agencies, we have a health visitor, a midwife, speech and language therapist, parenting support worker, play development worker, health promotion worker, Kate, who's with us here today, Home Start coordinators and childcare staff who work for Early Years. So some of the programmes that we run for families include antenatal and postnatal support, breastfeeding support group, parent and toddler group, cricket classes, healthy eating, healthy activity, tumble tots classes, Home Start family groups, round time sessions, parenting programmes and groups just for men to bring along their children and do activities with them. Home visits are also a very big part of Sure Start services, and we would work with families one-to-one in the home where appropriate, or if there's additional support. Every Sure Start project also provides a developmental programme for 2-year-old that has 12 children intake each year, and that runs from September to June, and then those children move on from there to their next preschool, nursery, playgroup or whatever. Referrals for Sure Start then, Kilkeel Sure Start welcomes referrals for any family living in our catchment area, as I said, who has a child under 4 or who are pregnant. We take self-referrals for families, referrals from community health visitors and midwives, from schools and nurseries, from the Family Support Hub, in fact from anyone at all who has an interest in the well-being of young children and their families. All the information is on and there's contact forms for making referrals on our stand.
Hi, I'm from Contact Family Growth in Ireland. We are a charity that support families that have a child with a disability. We are UK-wide and Northern Ireland-wide, so not just in the Southern Trust area. Our main services would be advice, signposting, information and support for families. Our information would be in the form of a lot of guides that you can download from our website, and that would be information on anything from dealing with bullying, how to access aids, equipment and adaptations for your home if your child is severely disabled, global developmental delay, rare disease, living without a diagnosis, those kind of things. We support all families that have a child with any disability. So it can be anything from autism to a rare condition, sensory, so it's not condition specific. We also support families from the child is 0 to 19 or until the child transitions into adult services. So that can be up until 25. And we support the whole family, so not just looking at the child that has the condition, but looking at how we can support the parents, the extended families that are often so important in these situations, siblings, and looking at the whole situation, so not just, again, the health, but leisure activities, how the families interacting with education, because that can be a very difficult time for families, especially if the child's been educated in mainstream. Sometimes they don't know how to navigate that. So we're looking at the whole family, all conditions and all ages from 0 to 19 or 25, depending on when the child transitions. So we are very busy, we're a very small team, there's only 2 of us covering the whole of Northern Ireland. And you can refer yourselves, everyone in this room can refer, and families can self-refer, and you can do that, come and visit us. We have these leaflets on the table there, so all the contact information is there, including our website, which is really good for information. And families can refer in themselves if they so choose. That's us in a very short, very small nutshell. If you have any questions, come see me at the stand.
Well, first of all, I want to say is that horn is legendary, and I sort of want to get honked off this thing. I'm here to talk about some of the services that CERT offer. CERT's a regional alcohol and drug charity covering all of Northern Ireland, but we have certain services working within the Southern Trust area, and Strengthening Families is just one of those services. It's a family support service which effectively is a parenting programme. The unique thing about Strengthening Families is it actually just doesn't work with the teens separately or the parents separately, it works with that whole family as a unit together. The criteria really is as long as there's a teenager aged between 12 and 16, you can refer into the programme. The programme is 14 weeks long, and included in that is an evening meal for all of the families that attend. It has a creche facility for anyone under the ages of 12, so that removes that barrier. We also can provide some sort of form of transport if needed, so it removes the barrier to transport. So food, transport and childcare is all covered, so it's the best programme out. Yeah, as I said, it's one of the Public Health Agency's signature parenting programmes that is run all over Northern Ireland. We're funded to run it in this trust area here. Our next programme's in Banbridge. So if you're referring, I suppose just having it in your head that because it is such a big trust area, we can only run it in certain areas. So just making sure as to where your next Strengthening Families programme is going to be before you refer. Another service we offer in this area is Steps to Cope. It is also a regional service which runs in this area. And what it looks at is it looks at young people ages between 11 and right up until their 19th birthday who are living with a parent who is misusing alcohol. The unique thing about this service is it's actually got its own interactive website, and it's a specific intervention, 5 steps. So you, as a young person, you can either do those 5 steps with a practitioner, or you can do it on their interactive website and go through the 5 steps by yourself as a self-guided tool, which is quite a new sort of venture for us. There's online forums, and again there's face-to-face contact there if needed, so there's more information out in our stand there. Our third service within the Southern Trust area is for professionals like yourselves. We are the Public Health Agency's provider for drug and alcohol workforce training across all of Northern Ireland. So we are running specific training courses for professionals around alcohol and drugs. So that might be information sessions around legal highs, or now we call them NPS. Specific training around working with young people around substance misuse, working with adults around substance misuse, working with young people who are living with an adult who has a substance misuse issue, loads of training courses. You can get all that information on our website as to when the next training courses are in your local area, which you can avail of. They're all free of charge, and they're all CPD certified. So if you are looking to sort of put that in your CV, or in terms of professional qualifications and bodies, it's really important that you know what sort of learning outcomes are there for those. So there are 3 services across the trust area. If you want to know anything more, you can come and ask Ashlyn and myself. We'll be at the table like that. Yeah!
My name is Niall Hearn, coordinator of the Defects Project. It's in the Southern Trust, covering the whole of the Southern Trust area. We are based in the ABC Community Centre in Portadown. Our project basically works with children, young people and their families, so it really covers the Defects Project. So it's drugs and alcohol, families, adult, children and teens. The referral process is anybody aged 11 to 25 with a substance misuse concern can access our service. We provide them with counselling, mentoring, interventions, incorporating CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy and motivational interview. The mentoring aspect will look at maybe meeting them in a coffee shop, getting to know the young person, see what their needs are and developing a relationship with them in case they want further support. We'll also work with the families of a young person who is misusing a substance, whether they engage in our service or another service or not engage in any service. So it's like a substance misuse liaison service as well that we provide for the families. If we're working with a young person and their family, we'll also try and bring them together for a number of sessions as well. We will look at communication, we will look at empathy, we will look at motivation, we will look at support, we will look at harm reduction and psychoeducation around the substance they may be using and misusing, more importantly. As I said, we're based in the ABC Community Centre. John, my colleague, is covering the Newry Kilkee area, so if you want more information, please contact John. Referrals will come through myself. I can be contacted on this very leaflet that I printed out over the last couple of days. It has our contact details, and if you want any more information, give us a call, drop us an email. We can come out and attend team meetings or do presentations as well. We also do group work with the young people, and that can incorporate 4 to 6 or 8 sessions depending on what the makeup of the group is and what their needs are. Again, we will look at mindfulness, education, support, communication, peer pressure, bullying, etc. as well. And obviously the core ethos of substance misuse, drugs and alcohol. I think that's probably enough for me. As I said, to me, looks a little cool. It's like X Factor. I'm just waiting for the moment to go on. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to talk to you about Cruse Bereavement Support. Cruse is a national charity, and we have offices out throughout Northern Ireland. We offer support to children from as young as 4 to adults and beyond 100. How do you refer to us? It's self-referred, or a GP or the mental health team can refer to us. However, when the GP or the mental health team contacts, we also go back to the person to ensure that they want to come to us themselves. We offer support to people whenever and however the person dies. We don't know, we don't have any reason for asking support. It's just if they need it, it's there for them. Information about many aspects of bereavement support and help someone to talk to. We do face-to-face, that's one-to-one support. We do group supervision. We do telephone support. You can actually email us, and you can access all our services on the website. Information on Cruse services about bereavement is available throughout Northern Ireland. We have 2 offices in the southern region, as we talk about. One is based in the Moy and one is based in Newry and Mourne. Currently, for this first part of this year, we've had 60 referrals. 7 of those have been children as young as 4 to 11. So our services is very busy. All our Cruse bereavement support workers are volunteers. Currently we have 25. 5 of those specialise in children. We're currently recruiting volunteers and providing training from the end of March to the beginning of April. So anyone who's interested in volunteering with Cruse will receive specific training on bereavement support. That's really all I need to say to you. We have an information stand there. All of our leaflets is available. You can come and speak to myself personally, or we also have a bereavement support worker who provides a service on the stand as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Alistair Morrison. I work for the Social Security Agency. I'm what you call a community outreach officer. I cover, well, here, Newcastle and Downpatrick areas. I'm based in Newcastle Social Security Office. You've possibly seen our advert on the TV, what shelters, this, that and the other for the Make the Call line. That's basically the portal for people to contact ourselves. What I do as well as promoting the uptake of benefits in the community, I would go out and visit people in their homes, vulnerable people, help them with form filling. There's a few benefits with contacting ourselves as opposed to certain other organisations. We have access to the Social Security Agency's computer systems. We can also go out if it's a means tested benefit and verify any evidence that's needed before the claim is processed. Also, I can fill in a form for a disability benefit, the likes of DLA or attendance allowance. It's a bit easier when you're sitting in someone's home. You can see the difficulties they're going through. You can see sort of patterns with whatever the illness is, what's expected from it. And we might as well ask ourselves rather than spend hours and hours and hours, days poring over some of these forms. The call centre, as well as taking calls from people, actually makes outbound calls as well. We work in conjunction with various other organisations, Advice NI, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. So people, we're writing out to people. If they're not contacting us back, we're ringing them to see if there's any way we can help them. As well as social security benefits, we will also advise people and help them if possible with other services, the likes of blue badge forms for disabled parking badge, housing benefit, rates relief, any local knowledge we can give them as well to help. We are very happy for people to come, take our leaflets out with them if they're seeing people, have them in their premises as well. So if anybody wanted some, come and say hello to me. I'll take your details and we'll arrange to get some delivered to you. Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Aidan McCabe is my name. I am the Community Engagement Officer for Volunteer now for the last 4.5 years, but I'm also the Youth Development Officer as well. What we're about is promoting, supporting and enhancing volunteering for individuals and organisations across Northern Ireland. I have a small area from Dungannon to Downpatrick and everywhere else in between, so it's kind of tight. We run lots of different programmes, so one of the main ones I'm involved in is the Millennium Volunteer Programme for young people who volunteer between the age of 14 and 25. Around about 80% of post-primary schools run this. All the colleges, all the universities are behind it. In the last 2 years we've registered around about 750,000 voluntary hours by young people. So it's a great award to get, and it's really sought after, and it's done in conjunction with the Department of Education. So if you know any young people who are volunteering, encourage them to count their hours, please. We do mobile volunteering opportunities for different charities where we go to community groups, all sorts of groups basically who don't have the ability to get out and about and volunteer themselves. So for the likes of Oxfam, we can bring opportunities to your organisation where you can volunteer in the comfort of your own home or in your own group. We have a full suite of training. A lot of it is, there's a cost attached to it, but some of it as well is free, which is beneficial to most community groups. We had to develop policy, procedure, get your practice in place. We had to develop roles, and then we promote those roles on our website, where people can log in and basically register for those opportunities. On the website at the minute we have somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 roles, and we add about 1,000 new ones each quarter, and we add about 150 new organisations each quarter as well. We don't really mind what the motivation is for volunteering, whether it's to get into university, whether it's to change direction in the workplace, or whether it's to give back to organisations who have helped you, or whether it's just to get out and about and socialise. You can contact us, I leave me details outside. We will help find you a volunteering opportunity, and we'll also help you find volunteers. I think we'll just leave it at that then. Yeah.
Good afternoon, I'm Michael and we're Clan Ryan Group. To tell you a little bit about the group, we started in 1982. There are over 40 people working at the moment. We have 3 programs. A Positive Directions program, which is working with young people who have physical disabilities. We have a Training for Success program, which is working with young people who have learning difficulties and learning disabilities. Those two programs take place in Newry and in Slieve Gullion. We have a third program for which I'm a marketing officer. The program is called Family Foundations, the Community Family Support Program. We're based in Newry, Downpatrick and Portadown. It's a program that lots of you are familiar with, the core issues of these types of programs, employability program. We have 12 staff delivering to, at the moment we have over 120 people who were young people who are in the NEET category, and that's the category that we apply, but we also help their family members. And we help family members in terms of direct advocacy, and so if we can't directly deal with their housing issues or their benefit issues, we'll signpost them to the colleagues that I see here today. Work placements and employability throughout the three programs is very important. We have full-time staff delivering OCN, OCR certified courses in horticulture, ICT, essential skills, craft joinery. Lots going on with the programme for many years, and if you want more information on, of course, in the stand outside and online and by phone. Thank you.
Hi, so my name is Mary and we work with Youth Action. So what we're here to promote today is the Get Set programme. So, well, let me start. So we're actually funded by the Youth Council of Northern Ireland. We're funded as well by the Department of Education and Learning, the Newry and Mourne Council and ESF. So in the Get Set we have 3 areas of work, which is the skills for living, skills for work and skills for learning. So in each of those areas, for example, the skills for living, we do a lot of work around mentoring on a one-to-one basis. So on the mentoring, we support young people who may have any difficulties with maybe isolation or any mental health concerns and stuff. So we would offer a lot of support and would interlink with other agencies to get any other additional supports that they will need. We also, for the skills for work, so we work in group work and individual work. So what that is we kind of organise placements for young people where they think they might want to kind of scope out for training and education and stuff. So at the minute we have a young girl who just today started her work placement with the USPCA. So that's an area where she's interested, and hopefully that she'll look into a little bit more this time in next year and stuff. We also went on tester days as well. We go out on training days with the young people. So we went to the PSNI recently. So we have a few young girls who are interested in maybe pursuing a career with the police. So we have the skills for learning as well, yeah. So there is a choice of qualifications that the girls can access through the Get Set programme, which will help with employment and actually applying then into colleges as well. So at the minute we have a group out in Cullyhanna, which is a young parents group. So with them we would do a lot of work with kind of getting them back into education and different types of training and back in applying for jobs and stuff. So we kind of are doing next week onwards, we're kind of starting like CV skills and interview skills, but as well we work with other agencies to come in and do talks with them and do sessions with them if they're interested in different areas of employment. So last week we had a woman in from Sure Start. She was a nurse and she took 2 students in with us because we have a few young mothers who are interested in some form of nursing. So it kind of gives the girls an insight what to expect and what they should be doing to kind of get into and access certain courses.
We also have another group in Kilkeel who do leadership, and we're trying to start with youth leadership with them. And they went to visit the PSNI as well, and they're going to be going to see the Coca-Cola factory, so they get a taster of all different jobs that they may like. And we also have people coming in from colleges and from the tech to see if there's any courses they'd like them to do, application forms for them, as well as a lot of the young people have low motivation. So it's when you ask them what skills they have, they're like, "Look, I don't have any skills." So it's about encouraging them to realise what skills they have. We also do we're also doing things like the driving test, so you're kind of helping them from all different areas to get ready for training, education or employment, whatever they may wish to do. And travel, lunch, and for the young mothers is childcare is all provided for them. And we're hoping to start a group of young mothers in Kilkeel. So if anyone knows of any mothers between the ages of 16 and 24 who may like to join, please come and let us know. That's it. I think that's everything.
They have a stand out front if anyone wants to drop a few leaflets. Pop up to us.
Hello, my name is Derek. I work for the Simon community. I'm here to speak today about our community-based support. Basically, our community-based support is seen as a preventative measure for 17 to 24-year-olds in the area. What we're finding is a lot of young people mightn't have the learning skills or coping skills to be able to help themselves whenever they're living on their own. So what we do is we go out and help them by putting together what's called a need assessment support plan. And it looks at stuff like benefits, it looks at their debt management, the training and education, if they have issues with substance abuse, their social networks, things like that. You can be referred either through the housing executive, through social services, or if you know anybody, you can actually just refer to our central access point at the Simon community. The whole idea with our community-based support is to stop people getting to our hostel that are homeless at the start. We want to stop them becoming homeless, so we want to give them and help them, give them the right tools to basically function in society. So that's basically what we're about. Nice and short for you, Anya. That's what we're about. If you need any more information, I have a wee desk over there. You can just come and ask me about it.
Hello everyone, so I work for the Patient and Client Council, and the shortened title of my name would be PPI Officer, which has nothing to do with that insurance company. So we were set up in 2009 to help people have a voice within health and social care services. So part of my role in the involvement team is to go out and engage with people on different issues and conditions and services in health and social care, funded by Department of Health. So that means everything that we do is fed back to the Health Minister and other key decision makers in health and social care. So it means that they actually know what's going on the ground. We also have a complaint support service, which will probably be, I suppose, the service that would be most useful to the people in this room. So anybody wanting to make a complaint about a health and social care service can get in touch with ourselves, and we'll help support them through that process. That's writing letters, making phone calls, and going to meetings with the person as well. It's also advice and information for people. Anybody having issues accessing health and social care services can get in touch with ourselves, and we'll help point them in the right direction. In terms of, I would go out and, as I say, engage people to get their views and opinions. We also have a membership scheme, and what it really involves is a little newsletter that comes out once a month. It keeps people involved with what the Patient and Client Council is doing in health and social care, and also if there's any issues and bigger things going on in health and social care, it will be in it as well. So it's to keep people informed and help people feedback as well. So any more questions, I'm out there, so come and speak to me and I'll give you a pen as well.
Hello, I am not Eileen Murphy, I am Rebecca Nelson. I am a worker for Women's Aid, Armagh Down. Women's Aid, we have 3 resource centres with Women's Aid, and we have 1 refuge supporting women and children who have experienced domestic and sexual violence and abuse here in Northern Ireland. We have our resource centres are based in Portadown, we have 1 in Newry, 1 in Armagh, and our refuge is also based in Newry, which is space for up to 11 women, also along with their children. We also have, along with that, we have children's services at each site. The children's services would provide children with helping hands, helps them understand how to keep safe and reduce the risk to themselves, and We also do post-primary school programmes, which is Heading for Healthy Relationships, all age appropriate, of course. Our service covers the whole of the Southern Trust area, bar Dungannon, and we also move into the South Eastern Trust as well. In addition to that, we have outreach, which goes into Kilkeel and also Warrenpoint, and currently we're trying to expand that out into Crossmaglen. We also, let me see what else we provide. We provide one-to-one support for each woman. They'll have their own support worker when they come into our service. Emotional support, support with their physical and mental health needs. We provide them with information and signpost other services. We also do risk assessment, risk management with the woman to reduce her risk and the risk to her children. We also provide a moving on service and a resettlement service so that women can become independent and move back into the communities. We also provide court support and counselling services, and we also raise awareness about domestic and sexual abuse and violence out in the communities. So we do. We also run programmes such as Journey to Freedom, which is for women to understand domestic abuse. On from that we have the Snack and Chat group, which gets them prepared to reintegrate into society again and become more independent. Also on top of that, I'd like to talk a wee bit about our Safe Places initiative. Some of you may be a safe place currently. What we're doing in partnership with ONUS is we're trying to ask businesses to become safe places where they pledge that they do not tolerate domestic abuse, and in fact what we do is we display a sticker and we have resources and cards inside the building where women feel safe to come in and have a confidential area where they can access support. And all that involves is coming to me, registering up, and I'll give you a pack and you can become a safe place here, and we hope to provide that right across Northern Ireland really, but we're doing the Southern Trust area. Referrals to Women's Aid. How we get referrals is from everywhere and anywhere. We welcome them from anybody, and all it is a matter of picking up the phone and calling Women's Aid, and we'll take the referral from you, and that's how you're referring to our service.
Good afternoon, my name is Stephen Hunter and I'm here from Bryson Energy, and we work in the field of fuel poverty. We are trying to reduce fuel poverty. Today I'm going to specifically speak about the Oil Buying Club scheme. This is a scheme that's been set up and funded by the Housing Executive, and we are working in partnership with the Executive, and we've set up 27 oil buying clubs throughout Northern Ireland. And we have oil buying clubs in Ardglass, Ballynahinch, Downpatrick, Mid Down, which covers Ballykilner, Clough, Dundrum, Seaford, Muirlock, which takes in Newcastle. We have plenty of clubs set up in the area. To date, we have over 2,000 members. We have delivered over 1 million litres of oil, and have been saving people in the region between £15 to £30 off the price of their oil for 500 litres. It's really straightforward to join the club, and it doesn't matter if you're a housing executive tenant, social housing tenant, owner-occupier or privately renting, as long as you're living in the catchment area of the Oil Buying Club. If you'd like to come and speak to Jen and myself, we have plenty of leaflets and we can give you more details about the club and the benefits of joining the club, and if we stand there in the next room. Thank you.
Afternoon, folks. My name is Carol Ingram. I am the Centre Manager for the very newly launched CAP Centre, Christian Youth Poverty Centre in Newry and Mourne, covering North Island and Banbridge also. CAP is an award-winning debt counselling organisation which partners with local churches. We have 290 debt centres across the UK and Northern Ireland. 21 are here in Northern Ireland. That means every postcode is covered with a debt counselling service from CAP in Northern Ireland. Martin Lewis says that we are unsurpassed when it comes to the debt help that we give people across the country. In 2005, CAP won the Credit Today Award for the Debt Advice Provider of the Year. And CAP offer budget and priority payments to clients, non-priority payments. We negotiate with creditors to reduce interest rates and charges on the creditor's behalf. Something that's very important to us is a face-to-face service that we provide for clients. When they call us, they are booked into a face-to-face appointment with a debt coach. And we stay with them and support them to the point that they are debt-free and they get a call to say they're debt-free. CAP are authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, and in a recent client survey, 93% of clients in Northern Ireland said that the CAP service was life-transforming or of great help. CAP provide debt help to anyone, as regardless of faith, age, gender or background, anyone can call us for debt help. We exist to bring hope to people by lifting them out of debt and poverty and walk through them on a face-to-face journey until they are debt-free. One client said, the CAP has given me back my husband, my family, my life, my faith, which debt had taken hostage. The CAP service is free, it is professional and it's confidential. We provide emotional and practical support. We invite people to social activities where we feel that will be benefit to them, and we provide food and emergency supplies where we find if we go to their home there is nothing in their cupboard. We offer prayer. Faith and choice is always respected, and so it is never assumed. The person who needs help calls the new inquiries number, that is 0800 328 0006. They will be asked their name on the phone, their contact details and a few other questions. Then a home visit appointment is arranged there and then on the phone with a local debt coach. And as I say, all of Northern Ireland is covered. I cover Newry, Mourne, Rathfriland and Banbridge. As a referrer, you may also make the call for your client and hand the phone to them. It's important that CAP have a contact with the person needing help themselves. CAP are keen to partner with local organisations to help those who are vulnerable. And we would welcome the opportunity to come to your office and present the CAP service to your staff. Please contact us if you have any further queries, and I have some business cards and leaflets and posters for you to take to your office. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Henry McDonald and I work for the CEDA Foundation. We provide a whole range of services, so I'm only going to speak about the three main ones, but they all finger into all the different services. First one I'll talk about is the floating support service. Again, it has been talked about providing people with support to stay in their own accommodation. It could involve meeting and talking with the housing executive where they've got into debt, trying to get them sorted out. We pinpoint them and point them in the right direction, support them, and it's even about budgeting within their own home or being able to push themselves. All of those things that help you live independently. And that is just float support. There's a lot of other services involved in that. Sport employment service, and that's a whole range of intervention as you get coming in to see one of our advisors, and that's about where do you look for a job, how do you find a job, how do you fill in your CV, how do you conduct yourself at interview, how do you fill in the job application forms. Possibly for some of our people coming in that have a physical disability, they haven't worked for a while. We sometimes set up short-term voluntary placements, but with the main aim of getting back into full-time employment. That whole range of services is all there and across. We work in conjunction with MenCamp and Mental Health. They're all in the one catchment area. For me, myself, folks, I'm mostly based in around brain injury services. I have been working around the Kilkeel area from 2002. And we're involved in working with people who have sustained a brain injury. Three main things we do is get them back into employment if that's what they want, get them into retraining, education if that's what they need, or if it's just a social activity to get them out of the house and get them reintroduced into their local community. And then the employment end of things. Some people cannot return to their existing employment because of physical injuries or because of memory loss, and we're doing complicated jobs. So we'll be working with them intern training, working out strategies for how they're going to manage the memory loss, how they're going to work out how to keep appointments. That's done in, we have an intern training groups, but then we advise them then to go along to different things, different job clubs. We set up voluntary placements, and that is for the people who want to return to work. Some of the people will not be fit to return to work, especially to the job that they did do. They may identify, and we will help them identify another course of work, and we'll help them then get into. Oh. But anyway, just to finish off, I didn't think I was to talk that slow. There's a stand out there. We have websites, we have Facebook, so you're more than welcome to come along and have a chat with me if it can be of use to you. That'll do all right.
Hi, my name is Eamon Murphy. I'm with Pips Newry and Mourne. In 2003, Pips Newry and Mourne, which is the public initiative for prevention of suicide and self-harm, was formed by people whose families have been devastated by the loss of experience to suicide. It's a community-based initiative committed to building relationships, working in partnership to reduce the impact of suicide. Our vision is to be a leading advocate on all aspects of suicide, including intervention, prevention, postvention, and to reduce and prevent suicide and self-harm. So our main aims are basically to save lives, to offer advice and support to those affected by suicide and self-harm, and encourage people to seek help, reduce the stigma of suicide, and increase community awareness around issues about suicide and self-harm. We also signpost and link people to places that offer help in their particular area. We may have the expertise when people are referred to us for the actual suicide or the suicide attempt or recovery, but the reason they've attempted to take their life or the reason they're self-harming, we may not be the experts in that. So as part of our overall project, we have service level agreements with other organisations that can deal with that, those type of things. So we're all encompassed as what we call a Protect Life Resource Centre. So we have service level agreements with like Nexus, because the issues could be abuse. Dunleary Substance Abuse Centre, the issues could be addictions. Women's Aid, Domestic Violence, Debt Action NI, Parenting NI. So all the organisations that may have support or help to offer, we don't need to send someone to, say, Belfast or whatever. We bring them in, and they're in weekly in our centre in Newry. Our other activities include postvention support, one-to-one in groups. That's in the aftermath of the suicide. Obviously, straight away it might not be appropriate for a family, but we're always there for them. Then afterwards, we can offer one-to-one support counselling, and then once a month we have a group support for families bereaved by suicide. And it's led by individuals, parents, and that who have had experience of suicide up to 10 years ago, so they're well capable of dealing with new people coming in. And it's a very, very worthwhile thing and a very supportive thing, because when a suicide happens, most people believe that they're on their own and they should go back into the house and stay quiet about this, and the less said the better. But in actual fact, the best thing is probably come out and share your story with another person who's experienced the same thing. So that goes on. So we offer free professional counselling, complementary therapies, suicide awareness training, education and workshops, talks and presentations. We host bereavement seminars. We have a website which all our leaflets, which are out on the table, that can be downloaded. We have links then up there about our up and coming training, and we also link and signpost, and we produce promotional material. The training we do is assist workshops, safe talk, mental health first aid, be positive, aimed at different age groups, obviously at different times. Suicide safe for community training. The counselling we provide is CBT, person-centred, psychotherapy, art therapy, complementary therapy. We also do groups, group support, and then the family and couple therapy as well, which is coming online as well. So that's Pips Newry and Mourne. You're very welcome to come and lift any leaflets from.